everyone, it's Wednesday and it's drawing time. So this week we're looking at drawing a tiger. With this piece you just need a few pencils and an eraser. And what I want to do is spend a lot of time on getting the proportions right. Symmetry is so important with this one. And I've just spent longer than I wanted to, just getting the marks in the right place and getting the lines and guidelines. So please take a long time on that. It's really important. So where did I start? I started with my vertical line right through. Okay. That way we can see we're getting the symmetry. And then I think a lot of people would have gone onto the eyes. I struggled with the eyes on this one. And even now I think they should have been a bit wider and a bit bigger. So then I went on to the nose. And again, it's symmetry. But if you think of the nose as being a heart shape. It's sort of like a heart shape there. Now normally I would have had a drawing for reference, but I had a bit of a nightmare yesterday, and in the studio the printer broke. I got the printer going after about an hour. Run out of paper, then run out of ink, and then the Wi-Fi went. Printed the images off and forgot them. One of them days it was. So heart shape, and then here, hopefully you got your reference image. It's like darker lines going up. If you look at these lines I've put in here, this is for the nose area, and these again just guidelines. And I've put these in right through these guidelines where the nose shape, the markings, they have such beautiful markings. But they are symmetrical. So again, I put some markings in here. For now, I'm just doing it quite lightly till I know that I like it and that everything's in the right place. They've got a beautiful smiling type face. There. Okay. And then this chin area. Now when you come to working on the outside, again think of this symmetry. I then put this arch of a line in, positioned my ears, just put two lines in, but look again, just make sure they're equal in size. It's quite similar in shape. And then working down, I've put a few of they have these really dark sort of markings, and I started to put those on each side and worked going outwards with these. Put them a little bit stronger now. And it was only when I got to this sort of level, this stage, where I did put the eyes in. Don't know why that was. It just didn't feel right to put the eyes in for some reason. So start with your dots. Make sure you've got that same distance in between. Make sure they're in the same place on each side, symmetrical. And one way of doing this, one way of helping yourself to see if this is in the right place is, once you've got put your circles in, see that carried over there, but I did it very lightly because you want to take that off when you're putting the eye in. But if you turn it around, you can see if you've got them in the right place. And even more so, don't be frightened to turn it around again. So you can see things from different angles if you turn your image around. So what I want you to do is this part here, when you're going up on the eye, just take your time with it, because this marking here where it goes dark is quite an unusual shape. Can make them look cross-eyed if not careful. So this should take you quite a while to get this in proportion for when we come back. It's taken me, and I've been drawing a long time, but it's taken me an hour just to get this symmetry right. I suppose it doesn't help not having an image. And when you get to the outside, you've got that fur, which I'll show you how to work on. In this area here, we have the markings for the whiskers, but we'll come to that in a bit. See you in a bit. So now you should be at the stage where you've got your markings in place and they need to be symmetrical, like I said. Once you've got that, you can darken some of these areas. I started on the eyes. And then you don't need your guidelines, okay? So I don't need this. It's a bit more narrower there. I need to buy a delicate rub, but this one on the end of my blending stick works fine. Okay, another tip that I never mentioned before, when you've got lots of shading areas, especially when you're using a 6B or even a 9B for these darker areas, use a brush. Don't use fingers, just brush off any bits of eraser marks, the rubbers. So you're going to now work on your shading. So here I've got a 6B, and I'm just going to bring in this area where the nose is, and again just lightly there, bring in some tone into this piece. I'm doing it in a quite a loose, because obviously I want to appear like a bit like the hair that is there. Don't want it flat. I'm doing this in a very loose, sort of a scrumbling, circular way. Blending stick. So this area of the nose here, slightly darker around here, and the eyes down a little to the nose. And then got a 6B. Start working on the markings on your tiger, defining them, bring that strong tone in there. And this will probably take about an hour. And again, remember, so it's so hard to give instructions and draw at the same time, I think I'll never get used to it. Don't forget the paper, don't forget to use your paper again. So when you are bringing your hand across, you don't want to bring any of that lead over onto your paper where you don't want it. So quite straightforward. Remember to do lines on the outside and then work in. Okay? So you need to do that now on all your markings. Remember to use your paper so you don't smudge all over the place. And then when we come back, we're going to finish off with the whisker area and the ears. See you soon. So now it's just something that resembles this. You should have worked on your shading and your tonage, and hopefully it's turned out quite symmetrical. The next thing, well the last thing I'm going to show you now is, see where these dots are? I've counted mine so they're the same on each side. Very carefully, I've used a H for this. Very carefully put your dots in, make sure they're symmetrical. And then when you come to the whiskers, remember they're quite long, so you need them for balance. And I put these in by literally coming from the point and just going slowly outwards. Do the same with that side. Okay, very, very slowly. So I find it the easiest to do. And they have so many of these. Lots and lots and lots. So I'm going to work on those. The other thing that I need to show you is when you put these dots in, if you use your blending stick or a cotton bud and then just smudge out those lines, those dots, sorry, because they do sort of blend away slightly. Again, carry on with these. It'd be nice if we had a white pen, but I've not got one to hand. It looked really effective. I think. So there we have it. Our tiger. Can't wait to see yours again. Thanks so much for last week. Really enjoyed seeing all your wonderful drawings. See you soon. Bye.